Hi, I'm Marcus with the IndieMusicLab.com. Welcome to a brand new video series that I am experimenting with. I'm starting it and I'm just gonna see how it goes. And this is the first episode, if you will, of the series. And what we're going to do is very simple. We're just gonna go from start to finish, listen to a song. I'll play and pause at different moments of the song. And we're just gonna see what we can learn from it, whether it's in songwriting, production, melody, anything that might come to mind as we're listening to it. And I'm just gonna do my best to help you out and see if we can extract some of the gold that is in some of your favorite songs. So without further ado, let's dive in and let's take a look at Skinny Love by Bon Iver. Okay, so first off here, amazing intro. It's got that guitar. It's a weird guitar that he uses there. I forget what it's called. But in any case, notice how out of tune it sounds. These aren't completely in tune. He then, halfway through, as we just heard there, he goes to a double where it's one left and one right panned. Yeah, so you've got two takes going on there. But no, I want you to pay attention to this one thing right here. When this second guitar comes in, notice the timing that's completely off. Like if I was in the studio and I recorded that, I was like, oh no, that's a mistake, I gotta fix that, right? But they just left it in. They left the imperfection, they left that flaw, and the flaw is just human enough. It's to the point where it's just so not too egregious that it adds authenticity to the track. As well as the guitars are not perfectly in tune. They have this slight pitchiness about them. And speaking of that, this song actually is not in A440 like most every other song is. Because if you go, and if you've tried this, you know, if you pull up your guitar or keys and you try and play it, it's gonna sound like this. It's not in B major and it's not in C major. It's literally between the two, right? So you'll need to adjust the tuning if you are following along. But obviously, if you're not, you can use standard A440 tuning. So I just use Addictive Keys to walk through this song with you guys today, and I had to come into the settings here and move this down to about 45 cents so it gets it. So I'm still playing in C major on my keyboard here. But now it's actually... Come on, skinny love, just let's sing it. Now, another thing I notice here is he makes you wait for it. When he just draws out that intro a bit and he builds that what's called implied tension, essentially, where you're just waiting for it, and it's the emptiness that makes you tense, right? So it draws you in. Right? He just hovers over that. And it's like, when is it ever going to start? And as you build that tension, finally, right? Just let's sing it. To pour a little salt we will never eat. My, staring at the sink of blood across the needle. Okay, so as far as the chord progression that's happening here, essentially all that's happening is you're going from the 6 minor to the 1, right? That's the main 2 chords there, and then it goes to the 2 minor 6. So that's a D F. Normally a D minor would be D F A, right? D F A, and then I have the octave, the other D on top here. But instead of that A, I went with a B. So it's kind of like a hybrid between a D minor and a B minor. Also the dynamics where it gets louder, right? It's not overly compressed. doubles sound amazing too. That's your 2 minor with a 6.
And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine.
And then here is where the chord progression changes, and it starts with the 1, and I told you to be patient, and then it goes, it's basically C major over B. You just move it down. So this stays the same, but then you just move the bass down to a B. And then it goes back to the A minor. To be fine, and I told you to be patient, and I told you to be kind.
Told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. And in the morning I'll be with you, and it will be a different kind. And I'm holding all the tickets, and you'll be owning all the fines.
Again, all those imperfections. If you're making this type of folk indie sound, be very careful, especially in the modern DAW where you can like put everything on the grid, you can compress the heck out of everything. This is so well done because he capitalizes on flaws, on mistakes, on imperfections. And this is one of those songs where it feels so human, it feels so authentic. And I love that. And then it like completely... Like the vocal double there, it's not completely in time. It's amazing. And again, it's making you wait, building up that implied tension.
And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine, and I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. And now all your love is wasted, and then who the hell was I? And I'm breaking at the bridges, and at the end of all your lies.
So good. And then here it goes back to that 2 minor with the 6. Just such an incredible song. One of the most, they just let all the flaws hang out. And the flaws were just so not flawed enough to where it wasn't egregious, like I said earlier, but they left it in. And as a perfectionist myself, and I know as many of you are when you're in the studio, you want to make everything perfect. This is such a classic example that sometimes imperfection is actually better and it's more desirable. So yeah, I love this song. Bon Iver is one of my favorite artists, and Skinny Love really does speak to me in a way that very few songs do. There's not a ton going on. It's very minimal, but as I always say, what really matters when you're listening to a song is, do I believe the song? That's basically it. Does this song feel real to me? Does it feel believable? And that's 100%. This is one of the most believable songs. The imperfections. Seriously, let me play that one more time, then I'll wrap this up. Here. That hitch between the left and the right guitar, it's completely off. But yet they just left it in. And I just respect that because I know me and I don't think I would have ever left that in. I would have fixed it and went into the timeline and moved that one over, right? But they just left it, and I respect that. Alright, my friend, thank you so much for watching. Now, if you are a bit confused when I was playing the chords on the keys, whether that was like the 6 minor, what does that even mean, the 2 minor 6, or the C major with the B in the bass, like what does this mean? Well, let me help you out with that, because what you need is a basic understanding and a bedrock foundation of the 6 essential chords in every key. Every key has 6 essential chords that you need to know. And then once you learn those, then you can branch beyond it and have some real fun. But you first need to know the basics, you need to know the foundation. And so this will really help you out to understand what are the 6 chords in the key that I'm in. So the link is in the description below. It's 100% free, so be sure to check that out. Also, if you enjoyed this song and you want me to do more of it, of this type of format, this type of video, let me know in the comments which song you want me to review next, as well as if you have any tips or critiques for how I could really make this series as good as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, my friend. See ya.